Acts chapter 17. After the turbulent experiences in Philippi, Paul and Silas travelled on to Thessalonica. As usual, Paul went to the synagogue and he explained from the scriptures how the Messiah had to suffer and die and rise from the dead. Then, an important announcement. This Jesus is the Messiah. Announcements don't come much more important than that. And some Jews and God-fearing Greeks and women of position believed him. But most were very indignant and stirred up a rebellion in the city. Unable to find Paul, they dragged Jason, a fellow believer, and other Christians before the town council. These people are turning the world upside down. Well, it was the right way up, really, don't we know? But what a charge. They're acting against Caesar and saying there's another king, Jesus. Another king? Jesus is Lord and Caesar isn't? Who is this king? The one crowned at Calvary, foretold in the Old Testament prophets, whose kingdom is not of this world. So Paul and Silas and Timothy go to Berea, where the same pattern is repeated, and some believe and others incite a mob to get rid of them, and Paul goes on to Athens to safety and waits for his friends to come and join him. Look at him, wandering about in this city full of sculpture and oratory and architecture and philosophy, the so-called cradle of democracy. He goes to the synagogue, but the biggest challenge here is life outside the synagogue. The idols and philosophies were dictating the focus of thinking people. Altars everywhere to all sorts of gods, and Paul's heart went out to them. Something must be said. Let's discuss with these philosophers and thinkers, he thought. Exactly, they thought. Let's debate with this man. He seems to be talking about foreign gods, Jesus and anastasis, meaning resurrection. Let's take him to the Areopagus, the centre for debate in the town. This is high-profile stuff. I see you're all religious. I've seen your altars to an unknown God. Well, here's my important announcement to you. This God you call unknown, well, I'm telling you who he is. He's the creator of us all, and he cares for us all. He's near every one of us, hoping we'll search for him and perhaps reach out and find him. Paul doesn't here quote the prophets of the Old Testament. Who'd know those here? He quoted their own poets. For in him we live and move and exist. We are his offspring. So, well, you didn't know that, he says. That's why you built altars to idols. But now you know. He is your unknown God, the one true God, who rules the world with justice and will call us all to account. We know his power. He raised Jesus from the dead. So they flocked to repent and believe? Not true. Not this time. Except for a few strategic people. Dionysius, who later became a bishop of Ephesus, an important woman, Damaris, and a few others. So there you have it. Two important announcements. Another king, another God, and we know him. Whatever next, listen tomorrow.